Welcome back to the channel, guys. Donnie D back at you. So today I'm going to be continuing with this 6.5 by about 3.5 foot massive marble shower. So today I'm going to be doing the mortar base. I have a couple of videos on how I do it, but in this one what I'm actually planning on doing is I continue with this edit right now, because I think I'm going to make it a more of a real-time video. So it's going to be a longer video. I'll still speed up a little bit, but not as much as I have in the past, so it will be a longer video. And if you like watching this type of content, I'd like to really know if you like the normal speed or whatever, to see what it really takes. But what I'm going to do is just speed it up a little bit, not much, just really show you what it takes, how long it takes, and whatnot. And as the video goes, I'll do some voiceovers like I'm doing now, just to explain what I'm doing. Okay. So first step is what I'm doing here is I'm putting down some, what I'm actually using on this one is blanky permanent, and that's what I pretty much use most of the time. It's either that or another coupling membrane. I set that to the wood substrate using a 1/4 by 1/4 inch trowel, using modified thin set here. And as always, you want to key in the substrate with the flat side and notch out with the notch side. Once I spread all that out, I'll come back and start installing the membrane. one tip I'll actually give you, and I've come across this on a few projects, is that when I use a 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch trowel using this blanket permat, the back of the permat is kind of like, how do I explain? It's kind of like a cushion type material, and I found it's a little bit difficult sometimes to get coverage on it. So what I'm doing, I wouldn't do this on a big floor. I would just, you know, make my thins a little bit looser and check as I was going. But for a shower floor, you know, it doesn't hurt to do. What I'm actually doing is back buttering each one of these sheets, and then I'm setting them in. That's giving me complete 100% coverage. So install these one by one like that, and then I'm actually going to go in here, walk on it, make sure it's solid. Okay, now I've got my membrane down. I got my drain pre-cut. I have a video on how I go about making sure this is level, because the drain is actually getting connected from below after. So you really want to have this thing in place and not moving. So the way that I've been kind of going about on a few projects when I run into this is that I use a rapid setting like cement material you can get at your box stores. You don't want a concrete because the aggregate and the rocks in there are just too big. So I'm using a cement-based rapid set material. This will be dried in 30 minutes or less. So what I'm doing is I mixed up a little bit loose, so it will dry pretty quick. I got everything laid out so I know where my shims are. This thing is gonna be dead on level, and I'll pack that flange real good with the cement. Let that dry, and then once that dries, I'll start setting my perimeter screeds and keep going with this bad boy. Okay, now that I got the flange set, everything is dry. I'm putting on my perimeter screeds. I'm just using the same wall board. This is the 1/2-inch hydro band board, and I believe I ripped them down about 1.5 inches or so. But obviously you guys know the floors are never going to be dead level, so I might have to trim here and there. But you want to have these strips at least 1.25 inches, if not 1.5 inches or bigger, because what happens is they'll start flexing and it's hard to get them straight and level when you're setting them. And I have more info how to do this in other videos, but to keep it short, you know, to go over that again. You know, I shoot the laser in the room. I get my perimeter from the furthest point of the drain. I set that, and then everything follows that going around. And I just get a scrap piece of board that I touch the top of the ledger screed there, mark a line, and just make sure that line stays consistent with my laser going around. And I thin set the back of these pieces and then screw them to the studs on the walls. That way, once I'm ready to mud, I just dump it in here, and I got my screed from the drain to the 1/2-inch bore in the walls, making everything a lot more efficient, you can say. It comes out very good versus if you would mud your screeds in just using mud, you know, like a 2-inch screed around the whole thing. That works, and it is very skilled to get that perfect. So this kind of makes life a little bit easier. So just a quick tip there for you. Okay, now that I got everything around the perimeter done, I'm going to come in, fill any voids I have at all around the drain flange, completely packed it good with thin set. Make sure that's good, and then I'm going to spray my thin set, filling in the membrane of floor, dump my mud in, and start screeding. I'm not going to go into how I do it. If you want to know how, I believe I have some videos on that. If not, if you guys really want to see exactly how I do it, I can make a video in the future for something like that. But right now, I believe that's all that I'm going to go over. The rest is just going to be me installing it. I'm going to speed up a little bit, not crazy, you know, pretty close to real time. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. If you do have any questions at all, please leave in the comment section below, and I'll get back to you and try to help you out as best as I possibly can. If you like watching my content, which I believe you do if you're listening at this point, hit that subscribe button, hit that like, and also hit that bell. I produce anywhere from 1 to 2 videos every single week, so there's always going to be new content coming your way. Thanks again for tuning in. Donnie D signing off.